Waking up in the morning light, kind of feeling like I'm in flight. Clouds are gathering up above, turning whispers into love. And I'm calling all angels, won't you hear my cry? Calling all you angels, lift me up to the sky.
Hey.
Are we working now?
We're working, but we're not gonna be confident in that because Mercury's in retrograde.
Nah, everything's gonna be cool. You'll see.
Yeah, right. Okay, because I'm retyping everything. So, okay. And you can take a look in the chat.
Like in the restream, right?
Yeah, just push the chat.
Um,
Do you see the button there? It's the third button over. It's a dialogue box.
well, I see restream messages from audience will display here, and
There
then
you
there's like a box next to it. So is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
All right. I see it.
Okay. Now, if I can get this to accept it.
So that's going to be like both Facebook and YouTube or whatever, right? Whatever platform you're
Yes,
going.
everything comes in there.
Hey, look. Hi.
And the first thing they're going to notice is you're not Jess.
No, I certainly am not Jess.
Okay, let's see. Did this? No, not that one. This one. Yes. Okay, did it.
That's awesome.
There we go.
That's great.
Now let me get into chat. Emil, welcome in. Welcome in. We were having technical difficulties.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
So I got Emil as number one.
Yep, unless somebody brand new comes in, I will pull brand new people up front.
Oh, yeah.
Just so that. And your zodiac sign? Okay, we give shortened readings. Okay, if you want a full month's what's going to happen, that's a private reading, honey. You have to email, and those there's a price on that. I'll give you 4 or 5 cards, and we'll see what comes of that, and then Kevin will do his thing. Hey, Noor. I can't do that, dear. You know this by now. I cannot go in somebody else's energy, okay, without their permission. And your grandmother's not here. I can try to reword that differently. Okay, let's go. Man, he's in a hurry. Okay. He or she, I never know. Some of them, because they've been here frequently, I know. But what was it, last Friday? We had a new person on there. And I said she, it was a he. And I couldn't figure out, he was just laughing and laughing. I said, well, okay, so what have I done that's so funny?
And then sometimes it's difficult too. You know what I mean? If the name is not, gender specific, or
Right.
if it's just something completely like off the wall, like road rage or something like that. It sounds
Yeah, right.
masculine.
Exactly. So, okay. Let's see here. All right. I'm a guy.
I got that. I figured that out. I've known Emil before, so yeah.
All right. Neil. Neil. Quamina. Quamina. Whoops. Something's ending. You've just removed a heavy weight off of your back. Charlie, really? All the way up. You're Libra, right? Didn't he say it was Libra?
That's correct.
There you are. That's Libra. My guides, they're very good. Do you have back problems, or is it just my own back that's hurting? You've got something you've been carrying around for a while is finally going to get put down. And whatever this is, I don't feel like it's. It feels like it's more of a person than a thing or an obligation. It feels like something's left. Something's left your life. Let's see this. Okay. You're not sleeping very well? Recent ex who I'm picking up on. Okay. That makes perfect sense because I've got the Eight of Cups as well, and that's saying you've walked away from it. Okay. Is something keeping you up at night? You're not sleeping well. Ooh, they want you to be patient. Okay, let me tell you what that's about. That is your guides and angels trying to get a hold of you. It used to be called the bewitching hour. Anytime between 2 and 4 a.m. is when the veil between our world and the next world becomes its thinnest, okay? And that's when they can communicate with you the easiest. So if you're continuously waking up at the same time, they're trying to get your attention, okay? So overthinking. I don't have any indication she's coming back. However, we are in Mercury retrograde. So that's always a possibility if she comes back during retrograde. No, no, no. Hold her off at arm's distance. You don't want anything to happen until retrograde is over. Okay? They disappear as quickly as they come if they show up during retrograde. So when you wake up 3, 4 a.m., tell your guides you're listening and just lay there. And whatever comes to your mind, make a note of it. If you're having dreams, reach over, grab your phone and hit record, put it down, because, dreams leave our brain really fast. All right. They want you to be patient. Really. Was this person a Gemini? This ex, were they a Gemini? Clarification, please. I'd like clarification. Sagittarius. Okay, that's fine. Wow. Okay. Did you feel like this person was your soulmate? Because I got the Lover's card. And the Lover's card can indicate a soulmate. It can indicate just a major decision you need to make. Okay. It can indicate a Gemini, like I asked. So the thing about it is I asked for clarification. And so for the Lovers that came out first, I asked for clarification. I got the Lovers. So you did feel that way. They may be coming back. Not sure. There's no indication that they're coming back, except you've got two Lovers cards, which indicate, like I said, either a big decision or a soulmate. You've got the 10 of Cups. Now, the number 10 could be significant. The number 6 could be significant. You've got 2 of each of those. The 10 of Cups I've always referred to as the happily ever after card. Hey, Crystal. So cups represent emotion, okay? 10 being the most. Now, 10s sometimes can mean endings, okay? Like the first 10 that came out was the 10 of Wands in reverse. That was telling me something very heavy is got off your back, okay? You got the 9 of Swords. That's telling me that you're not sleeping well. You got the 8 of Cups. See how they're walking away? That's you walking away from this. Now, Temperance is reversed. That's telling me that you're not very patient. This can mean that this person was a soulmate. It can also mean somebody else is coming that's a soulmate. We have several soulmates. It's not just a one and done thing, okay? Now, you also have a Tower card here. That's a major change in energy, and that's something that happens to you, not because of something you want. It's good, bad, indifferent. It can be any of those. When you feel this change happening, embrace it. The more you embrace it and try to go with the flow, so to speak, the easier it will be. Yeah, I know that. So this can mean she's coming back. This can mean somebody else is coming and it's going to change your life. It's just a big shift in energy. Okay. Let me take this. This. What do you have for Emil?
So what I did, I read a little bit different than Bonnie, and I go more with the energy and the intuition I pick up from the cards. But bottom line is, you have to know that you have free will and you have intuition inside of you. That anything that we say or anybody says, you know what I mean. You sooner or later can delineate that in your mind using your intuition. So with that being said, the first card I wanted to pull for you just more like what you're entering, because your original question is the upcoming months. I wanted just to see what energy you should probably adopt going forward for the next foreseeable future, I guess. So the first card I pulled was the lady, okay, and that is basically the high priestess. But what I got from that was intuition. But there's also a there's also a little to balance out that there's a test here. She's got a fan in the story. Well, he's in the Grateful Dead era anyway. She throws it. There's a test, but if you use your intuition on any upcoming test, you should be guided in the right direction. So what this reads to me is just really rely on your intuition, and that goes back to what Bonnie was saying. As far as like the 3-4 a.m. kind of thing. The next card I pulled was the Knight of Roses. Now the Knight of the Roses is the cups, and the Knight is basically it's this particular Knight is go with wonder, express, but make sure you have everything. You're inspiring people around you and you're bringing people together, but experience life and enjoy it. Don't shut yourself out. Just kind of go with the heart and just, again, going back to the first card, your intuition. You want your intuition to be your guide. If that's your guide, then live lightheartedly, and that's what this is telling you. And the last card I pulled is the King of Skulls, and the skulls are swords, and that's the air energy. But mostly what I got out of this is experience. So you're learning, you have experience. So whatever you have coming up, utilize your, again, back to the intuition, but your experience is going to help you. So get the facts, stick to the truth, and it'll all come to you. And that's pretty much all I got, but it seems to resonate for me. Now again, if it doesn't resonate for you, and just take what you need and then just leave whatever's not working for you. But I do highly recommend your intuition. That's all I got.
Okay. All right, Kayla. Yes, I put you on the list. You're Gemini. Career. Okay, so Emil's done. Noor wants the Crystal Scorpio.
Who's next? Crystal?
Crystal, she's not next. She wants love. Now,
Oh, I'm glad. Good, Amy.
Noor,
You'll be okay, man. Just use your intuition.
Noor originally wanted to know about her grandmother's health. How do I reword that? Okay. This is how to do this. Angels, Noor wants to know if her grandmother's going to be in her life for a while. I got a yes. That answers that question. That's easy. Okay, Crystal, love reading. Scorpio, Alyssa, yes. Oh my God, I don't know how I can be tired. Love reading. What's your zodiac sign, honey?
Scorpio.
For Alyssa? Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, that was Crystal. It was a Scorpio.
All right. Crystal's next. If you have something you want to tell Nor, you can go ahead and do that one. I just answered.
I only pulled one card, and it was a positive card, but basically embracing your relationship. So the only thing I can really say is that um, make each moment special. And I'm certain that you do, but really, really make it. Someone once told me, that they talk to their mom every day because they couldn't, they didn't like the thought of her not hearing that someone tell them that I love you. So very much the same type of thing. If you have an opportunity, just take that extra minute and share that with you. Not only will your grandmother, love that, but the best part about that is that ultimately, when you're without your grandmother and she passes and her energy changes, you'll have pleasant memories, and it'll be more yeah, I'm glad I took the time to do that, and there'll be less oh man, I wish I would have taken the time. So I mean, that's really the only thing I got for you. I'm sorry, I couldn't be much more help.
Well, hey, Susie, welcome in. Susie is our resident Cancer. No, I'm the resident Cancer, but she's a Cancer. So. No, honey, you're not too late. Thank you. I just need your question. Right now, Crystal.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Okay, Crystal. Have you walked away from something recently? That could be a person, a place, a job, it doesn't matter. Something's left your life recently. Crystal, are you here, dear? General for Susie. Crystal, are you here? That's another rule. You got to be here to get a reading. Crystal.
Yeah, it looks like she broke up with somebody. She just put something.
Person. Okay. 2 months ago. Okay, that makes sense. This is I've got the Eight of Cups here, which is something leaving. But you also, this is saying that things are getting easier for you and you're about to get a new opportunity. Now, there's also a big change coming. May I clarify? I'd like clarification on the Tower, please. You've got a Tower card, honey. That is a big change. And it's in the upright, which is good. Again, like I said earlier, it's something that the universe is doing to you. It's something that's going to happen to you. Nothing manifested. And it's the whole idea is just go with the flow, let it occur, kind of find your feet again. Okay. This is telling me that it could have something to do with some long-term plans. That weren't made. that you have not made yet? Okay. All right. Well, honey, I'm not saying you won't. I'm just saying right now we're in Mercury retrograde. Highly probable that he can come back. However, you don't get back together with anybody during a retrograde. Okay. They'll disappear as soon as they came in. So wait until retrograde is over. So I'm not saying that it won't happen. I don't see it happening right now. But that energy shift, I don't, I get the sense it has something to do with some plans that were not made. You can interpret that many different ways. Okay. On the bottom of the deck. And Crystal is a Scorpio. Okay. They want me to tell you to find a hobby, a passion, something that you enjoy to do that's somewhat creative. Okay. And focus on that. Focus on treating yourself nice, self-care. Was this person a Cancer?
One time.
Okay, whatever. On the bottom of the deck, it's also showing me the divine feminine. And they want you to bring out your feminine side, your feminine energy. They were a Scorpio too. 2 Scorpios. Deep, but can be fatal. Wow. Okay. I would go for somebody different, maybe just a little. So work on bringing out your feminine energy, okay? And work on taking care of you. Find out what you enjoy doing and focus on that. If you focus on you, then everything else will fall into place. But you've got to love yourself. Okay, good. All right. What do you have for Crystal?
Actually, you are absolutely correct. So I don't know if you caught early. I read a little bit differently than Bonnie, and I just go with the energy. Love readings are kind of tricky because again, we have free will, and there's 2 people involved, so person A and person B, and sometimes what you want ain't necessarily good for you, but that's not here at this particular point. But I did pull the this is Mother, which is the high priest, or no, yeah, the Empress. So you got that femininity, that Empress energy. So really embrace that and go with with that. So you want to just be good to yourself, like everything she was saying with that's a good thing. I then pulled the 5 of Skulls, which is the swords, air. That's conflict, but I believe it's mental conflict. So you're tugging at a lot of different things, in your mind, more, with the X, whatever, but that's just a struggle that you're with. Ultimately, though, you're going to run into the 6 of Skulls, which is the 6 of Swords. Now you can see there's that, everybody's pointing in a different direction, but there's that boat saying, look, you know what, this stuff is all well and good, but we're going, and it's gonna
I have a card.
Right. It's going to bring you, to a better thing. So, I mean, for me, the Skulls are really mental, but, if you, embrace this, and you just with that, because the only thing that really should be mattering to you is you. You know what I mean? So don't worry about the ex. Don't worry about any of that, because if the ex is the right one, then it'll be back and it'll work. But if not, then you're only making room for the right one. You see? So don't get hung up on like, oh, why is person A not the one I want? Because you might miss person B if you're focused. And I think that's why you got two air cards. You know what I mean? Because it's in your head, and you can miss something good going by if you're hung up on something that is not really meant for you. So I think you'll be fine though.
Focus on you, dear.
Exactly.
Hello, Sunrise. How are you? Okay. Let's see. Next we have Kalo. Kalo, are you here? Kalo is a Gemini, and they're looking for a career finance. Mhm. Yes. Focus on you. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Kalo, Kalo. Are you here, dear? Yep. Okay, good. What's a career reading for Kalo? Can you tell me? Well, things are about to start moving. You need to get out of your head. Whoops, okay. Oh. Well, you didn't ask for that, though. A career and finance boost. Okay. Did you lose somebody recently, Kalo? It could have been a death. It could be just losing a relationship. It could be actually losing a job. But I've got something here that was pretty painful for you. And what Spirit's saying is you are incredibly strong. And you have quite a support network. And they are more than willing to jump in and help. But you have to ask. You're up in your head too much. Now you've got the Chariot card, honey. This is major for Cancer, but it's all about movement forward. You could be going in a new, different direction. You lost a friend pass. Okay, that's what that is. I'm sorry about that. The older you get, the more you have that happen. Okay. So you need to work about getting out of your head and down into your heart a little bit more, which is difficult for a Gemini. But you asked for career, but I've got the Two of Cups here. Two of Cups is a union. I don't know if you are currently married or in a relationship. This is indicating a soulmate. Let me get a clarification. May I clarify the Two of Cups? Wow. Okay. Are you married? I get the sense of a marriage. the deck over here. You need to plant some different seeds, they're saying. The next new moon, make sure you've planted some different seeds, a new project. You're in a relationship. Okay, well, this is saying it's going to become legal. Okay, well, I got the right sense then. That's all that counts. What do you have for Kalo, Kevin?
All right, Kalo. Well, the first card I pulled was a 5 of bolts, and that's wands. So like fire energy. There's a lot of pushing and pulling that seems to be going on. Like each one of these hands is a different idea kind of thing, and that's tugging at you. So I found that confusing. I thought we were doing a career reading, so I'm not really sure where that was going, but I did pull the 2 of bears after that, which is pentacles. So it seems to me there's probably a decision that you're going to come with. So go in well informed. But the thing that really kind of threw me off is like I really take careful to put all my cards upright. I don't like reading upside down cards. But I did pull the wheel as upside down, which like I said, I really, when I put my cards back, I go through them all the time. I really want, because I hate upside down cards because it's such a negative kind of thing. I don't necessarily see it in this point other than negative, other than that it's more of a cautionary thing. So, I mean, you can't stop the wheel. It's going to move no matter what's happening. So the only thing that you really possess that's going to help you in that turning of the wheel is your mindset. So don't let this tugging at your mindset, affect your decision. Okay. So really try to be centered. And just know if you have a pure intention and good energy and positivity, that no matter how the wheel turns, you'll come out on top. It won't roll over you. So, I mean, that's really all I can tell you. It was kind of I mean, it's less than positive than I like to read, but it's not bad in terms of just, ultimately you have your own intuition and you have, free will, but, just really kind of guard how you think. And when you make a decision, come in well informed and just know that it's going to work out for you because that's in your best interest. That's all I got.
Question I have for you, Kalo, is have you been feeling stuck? Yes, Sunrise, I put you down, but I need to know what kind of reading and what's your sign, what's your zodiac.
There is a bit of a lag.
Yeah, I know. There's
And the Chariot for you, Kalo. Movement, man, movement.
See, that was the card I got.
I know. And that was I just pulled it out. I said one more for Kalo, give him something positive to end on.
Boom.
Chariot.
Yeah, he may have felt stuck, but that's changing.
Oh yeah, that's gonna change for sure.
Okay. All right. Next would be Alyssa. Alyssa, you still here? Alyssa's a Capricorn and wants a love reading. Okay, good. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. And what kind of reading? Highest and greatest.
Oh, so that makes sense, Kayla, why I got that 5 of wands with your challenging with your boss, because that'll do it to you, man.
And your Gemini. All up here. Okay. You here. Okay. Love reading for Alyssa. Yeah. Do you feel stuck, Alyssa? I'm not sure if it's stuck or you're just in the middle of a cycle right now. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Okay. Ooh, that's okay. Kevin,
Yeah.
teachable moment.
Okay.
I've got 3 reverse cards here.
Mm-hmm.
None of them are negative. Okay, I've got the 4 of Cups, which simply means now you're going to see what's in front of you.
Mm.
I've got a 3 of Swords in reverse, which means they've healed their heart. I've got a 5 of Pentacles in reverse, meaning they felt left out, but now they're being included. The World card, you felt a little stuck. That makes sense, okay? In reverse, the World card generally means kind of like the reverse wheel. It's like you're just kind of stuck there for a moment. It can also mean you're in the middle of a cycle. I see where there's somebody coming towards you. You've got a Knight of Pentacles coming. And the thing about a Knight of Pentacles, oh, and you've got a King of Pentacles on the bottom.
I got a Queen.
I also got a 2 of Cups on the bottom. King and a 2 of Cups. Okay. You've got a Knight of Pentacles. A Knight of Pentacles is very slow and methodical. One step in front of the next. I want to make sure everything is all lined up. Everything's perfect before I ever move. That's the energy here. Okay. Now, having said that, you are a Capricorn. That is the tendency for Capricorns, right, Kevin?
Oh yeah, man.
So this could just be referring to you. The good thing, and I really applaud the fact that you have healed from past wounds in your heart. That is so important. And that although you have kind of felt lost, alone, maybe feeling left out or the third wheel, that's changing. You are now coming in out of the cold, as I refer to it. You have the 4 of Cups in reverse. 4 of Cups in the upright means you're not seeing everything. You're focused on the negative. Yes, You're focused on the, well, see, like I said, though, that can be you. You're Capricorn. You could have been focused on the one thing you weren't getting, and what you need to do is see all the good you've got. This in reverse is telling me that you are seeing all the good. You're being grateful, which is so important, and just allowing whatever left to leave, because bottom line, if it's supposed to, it will, no matter what you want. And again, like I said, on the bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles, 2 of Cups. Okay. King of Pentacles is just a glorified Knight of Pentacles, excuse me, but they're still methodical. They're also very wise. They're very responsible, work hard, takes care of the family, wants to make sure everybody's doing their growth, fosters growth in the family. 2 of Cups, that, if I need to explain that again, that's a union, that's a soulmate. Okay. We have many soulmates in our lifetime, so don't get hung up on that. Um, Kevin, what do you have for your fellow Capricornian?
Well, I have the river, which is the death card. Now, don't get hung up on that because it's the ending and the rebirth of something new. So it's there's the sun in the background, the trail. It's all leading to something new. So yeah, there's an end of something, but something greater is coming for you. I also have the Queen of Skulls, and the skulls are the what is it, the swords. So here the queen likes her solitude and she has two gifts to offer, but she's kind of, weighing her options. There's balance involved here, and there's it's wisdom. And being the Capricorn, we operate out of that higher wisdom. So this really makes sense for a Capricorn anyhow. So you're balancing this, you have something positive, but you're not quick to just throw, hey. And lastly, I've got the blues, which is the hanged man. And that this you got there's releasing something that you're kind of hung up on what it is. I'm not certain. Everybody's got their own thing. But I mean, you notice his head's underground. He's buried it. He doesn't want to know what's happening outside because there's something he's got to release. But again, as a Capricorn, we tend to think like just really analyze things, and that's probably more so for your scenario. But just don't get hung up on the fact and let in your mind, because that could be detriment, and then you're just going to be in limbo for quite some time. But I did go for the bottom of the deck, so something positive and new is in store for you, because we got the storyteller, and that's the fool. So you're starting something, and this serves as, well, all right, something's ending. Okay, you're guarding your heart, your balance, intuition, and just don't get hung up. Don't let your mind just block out something positive that might be happening for you. And that's all I got.
Very good.
The three major arcana cards.
Yep. Okay, Susie. Susie wants a general. Yeah, but really, Alyssa, is it he that's slow or is it you? And if you're both that way, got it. Okay, good.
You'll be fine.
What?
You're welcome. Thank you. No, I was just telling Alyssa she'll be fine.
Oh. Susie's here. Susie wants the general reading. Highest and greatest message to you, Susie. All the way to the floor. Susie, you need to step out of the comfort zone. Ooh, Susie. That's too many cards. What's happened recently that hurt? Something painful. Excitement and risk taking. I agree. And I think that's going to. But there's something that still needs to heal. Okay, Susie, I've been reading you for a while. It could be a past person. It could be a lot of things, anything that was painful. Okay. Susie. I think whatever this is that hurt you, you've got to work on healing. You've got to work on healing it. Because right after that, you've got a 2 of Cups and a 4 of Wands. And you've been watching long enough to know that that means you've got a soulmate that's very stable and could wind up in marriage. The bottom of the deck is telling me you really need to focus on something creative. There is a new opportunity coming here. And it's an Emperor. Susie, work on healing. Take care of you, love you, and step out of that box, okay? What do you have for Susie, Kevin?
Well, Susie, the first card I got was the Lady, which is the Empress. So, you know, there's definitely a higher like duality here. You see she's standing between these 2 pillars, and you know, so she's got. I'm at a loss for words. Only because I'm looking at the 10. Because I was really happy when I pulled this one. I was like, oh wow, that's 10 of Roses, which is the 10 of Cups. So this is like shared, like everything good. You know what I mean? There's that. But again, there's that duality and balance here that, you know, you got the moon and the sun. There's so there's this, but it's all under that, you know, and you have so much to share, which brings us to the 3 of Bears. And the 3 of Bears is the Pentacles. So, you know, there again is, you know, you collaborate, something for you to bring forth. I mean, you're waiting to paint your masterpiece. See, there's just one bear left, so that you'll have, you know, security, I suppose. But, you know, you're waiting to paint the masterpiece. So you know, work with others, but keep your heart open. I think that's what the Lady's telling us here, because, you know, she's, you know, in the Grateful Dead song, you know, she throws her fan. She's like, if, you know, to the soldier and the sailor, well, which one of you loves me enough to risk their life for me? Ultimately, the sailor does, and she, you know, that's, you know, happy and they're in love and everything's great. But, you know, there's that duality. So, you know, keep that, collaborate. Don't block yourself off. You know, go with what you know. Let's see what we got for you at the bottom. At the bottom is the 7 of Bears. And again, that's Pentacles. So the 7 of Bears, that's growth, right? That's, you know, he's planting the seeds. He's got his little sack and he's like, oh, yeah. So there's growth. So as long as you're open to it and your heart's open, you'll be fine. That's all I got. I know it's kind of a hodgepodge.
Welcome, Victor.
Hey, Vic.
Now, Susie was saying she decided last week to do all this stuff. Well, that's
great. See? Paint your masterpiece, Susie.
Yeah.
Paint that masterpiece, and that.
The only thing I encourage you is look within a little bit. What is it that still hurts? What is it that, you know, I mean, it doesn't have to be a person. It could be a person, but it could also be a job that you're no longer at that hurts because you miss people. You know, it can be a lot of different things. And step out of your comfort zone. Um, I really think this is very familiar energy. Like I have told you this many times. Okay. All right. Next, we have Sunrise East. Victor, do you want a reading? Sunrise, are you still here? Sunrise wants a career reading. Well, that's good, Victor. All right, I'll put you on the list. Saggy with a fishy moon. You're welcome, honey. Yeah, that is a huge thing. If you can get rid of the expectations, you know, life is never going to be what we were planning. Okay, good Lord, you know, we come here with that contract and we say, okay, these are the lessons I want to learn, but we don't get to choose how we learn them. Okay. So yeah, you might expect it one way and it's going to be this way. So if you can detach from those, that will get you very far. All right, Sunrise East, career. Why am I not connecting? Sunrise. Okay, you're kind of foggy in your head right now. Oh yeah, we've talked about this many times. You ask this every time you come on. I'm gonna quit answering the question. You're not going to get anything different. What I do see, the first two cards that came out were the Tower card, big change in energy for you. Something.
I also got the Tower card.
Yeah, boom, chicka, boom. It's also telling me that you're really foggy in your head. You're looking for clarity. Hence why you're here asking this same question. That's on the bottom of the deck because I'm not going any further. Yeah, you've got a lot of options. Not sleeping, huh? You've got just like Susie, you've got expectations of what things are going to look like. See if you can detach from that. Yeah, good. Let me put Victor down here.
Are you done, Bonnie? Or?
Not quite, but I was trying to catch up on what I was seeing here. Yeah, I'm done because this is a question she asks every time. Go ahead.
Okay, well, what I have is like Bonnie pointed out, the mirror, which was also the Tower card. Now that could be, it's going to happen. That's what it is. And so there's the shattering of the mirror, and there's the nightfall of diamonds, and so that's going to happen. Good, bad. Yeah, it's really how you show up in the situation. But what I also pulled was the fool or the storyteller. So that's it, man. You're starting something new. If you say you have job interview for a couple positions or something like that, I think the choice is yours, but you must the six of bears, which is pentacles. So that's like charity. So you got to be, you know what I mean, grateful for that, and you have to give forward. So you get your interview, you get the job. You just have to continue on with positivity and share that forward. But I think ultimately, you know, there is there is a change, and you will be starting something new. And how you show up is really just how it's going to be for you, you know. So I suggest go with positive and love. And you'll be good.
Sunrise, really? Every time you ask which position are you going to get, you tell us all about it. This isn't new, but come
The
back.
bottom of the deck was the which would be the ace of pentacles, right? Or is that roses? No, that's roses. So that's the ace of cups. So that's start, you know. So that was the bottom. You got the fool, you know, do your thing, but ultimately you have your own intuition. Nobody, you know, is without it. So if you listen to yourself, you'll know which one to pick, and you won't have to ask anybody.
There you go. All right, Victor.
Love your damn self, Victor.
Yeah. Look like atom bomb, even of massive golden light, was screaming. I don't really follow it, but okay. Do you want love, career, general? Victor. Love. Oh no. Yes. General. Okay.
What was his sign again?
He's a Sag. Fishy moon. Pisces. You've got some good news coming, honey. Hi, Hannah. Yeah, I can add you. All I'm getting for you, Victor, is there's this new opportunity coming, and they want you to look at it in a different way. Let me see what's on the bottom here. Well, that's good. They're saying that you're a little defensive, so be cautious of that. There's a sense of abundance here. Hey there, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Let me let Kevin take over.
All right, Victor. So what I got for you is, well, the first card I pulled is the Five of Roses, and that's the Five of Cups. So it seems like there's, you know, something that's a loss that you maybe not addressing, or it kind of lingers, but I'm not sure how that resonates with you. I just really seemed kind of weird. But the next card I pulled seemed to be a little bit more, which is the Musician, which is the Magician. So back to what Bonnie was saying about manifestation, um, you have that ability, to manifest your reality. So whatever you're going for. I know that your neighbors tend to be a really, really negative thing next door to you, so that's difficult when you're subject to that. But on the flip side, we have the Page of Roses, which would be the Page of Cups. So I mean, I see that page because he's looking in the water, he sees himself, he's going inward, but there's a whole ocean of opportunity that lays before him. I think that you have that same type of thing ahead of you, but there's a part of you that you need to, and maybe it goes back to this where that there's grief, or there's something that's hanging over, maybe that your neighbors or something like that, or maybe maybe the grief is that it's such a toxic scenario that you're dealing with, that you know what I mean, that it saddens you, it saddens your heart. But again, you can, you're the magician in your own life, so you have manifestations coming. So I don't think that it's a bad thing. You just got to kind of really draw your energy in, and remain positive to that, and try not to let, and this is easier said than done, I know, but try not to let that external surf, that's so close to you, to interfere. You have to draw that boundary.
Okay.
Let's see what we got.
Wonderful.
And the Terrapin, I just pulled it from the top. That's the one of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the Terrapin of Bears. So it's hopeful. He's taking something, and you're all set.
All right, Hannah Hawk. Hannah Hawk. What's coming toward Hannah?
You got it.
There's some sort of conflict. Or are you involved in some competition? Like up for a job against somebody else? Whoa. Hannah, are you here, girl? Family conflict. Okay. Okay. And you're in the middle of dealing with that, aren't you? Because the next card I've got is saying you're in the middle of it. Man, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Your bird. They want you to know that to keep it all balanced, okay? Don't let it weigh you down on one side, okay? Here's the justice card. That's the scales of justice. Okay. That's on the bottom here. Big change. Tower card. And as soon as you're done with this, you're going through transformation. There's ascension involved here. What do you have for Hannah?
For Hannah, I pulled the first one is the Page of Bolts, which is wands. Okay. So it's Page of Bolts is wands, right? Yeah. I feel that it's a dual action. There's there's a lot of go, I'm ready to go here, but little follow through, like, you know what I mean? It's like, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, and all of them are great ideas you want to do and you want to go that way. But there's no real, it doesn't sustain any kind of momentum, but that's okay as long as you have the initial spark, right? Then the next I pulled the mother card, which is 3, right? Yeah, that is the Empress, and that is again, she's abundant, fertile. She's got everything going for her. She's going through a field of roses. So you have that. Just embody that energy because it's there. It's inside of you. Just go with that. And lastly, I pulled the 8 of bolts. Right? Yeah, 8 of bolts, and that is that's action. That's a positive. Going forward, the culmination of all your energy. More so because here's what you started. You're like, oh yeah, okay, and then you have all these great ideas, but this is the bringing you to it. The whole energy, which is great. Right in smack dab in the middle, of course, is the Empress. The mother. With that energy, you'll succeed. So just kind of adopt that, and then just go with a positive heart, and I think you'll be fine. One more card. No. It was the Fool again. Well, no, it was a Fool again. It's like I seem like I'm always pulling up the Fool, So maybe you're starting something new. But I didn't want to seem like I'm always pulling the Fool.
No, don't do that. It makes sense. It really does. And if you try to keep things in balance, you're going to get the Justice. It's going to be a big change, okay? Along with that, you've learned a lot going through a transformation, okay? And then maybe you can get that conflict off your plate. Stephanie, what's your zodiac sign and what's your question, dear?
Well, you got the Fool. You definitely got to change. She gave you the Tower too, right? Didn't you pull that?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Show up with that Empress energy and everything will work out. You're welcome, Hannah.
Stephanie. Learn the lesson until guides pushing us. Stephanie Pearl. Need your sign and your question, dear.
Capricorn, General.
Okay. I forgot to ask Julie, did you want a reading or did you just stop to say hi, honey? Oh, I know what I need to do. Happy birthday, Julie.
Yeah, happy birthday, Julie. That's right.
You're still here. changing decks. Stephanie. Well, Stephanie, you got an 8 of cups. Yeah, I've got it here. First card out was the Ace of Cups, honey. That's a new beginning with love. It's also telling me that you've got some options ahead of you. Oh, that's way too many cards. Well, Stephanie, do you know a Pisces? I gotta have some water. I don't know. Tell me, do you know a Pisces? You have a big change coming, honey. Big change. You got a Tower card. Everybody seems to be getting Tower card. Well, not everybody, but most of you. Okay, this is a Pisces. Lisa Red, hello, welcome in. You love Pisces, and you know a Pisces. Okay. Well, you've got the King of Cups. That's a Pisces. You've also got the Knight of Swords, but he's in reverse. So that's telling me that nobody's taking any action on this, but you've got a Tower card. So there's going to be some action happening. What's on the bottom here? There's going to be a decision to be made. You need to take the higher road, and you're putting off this decision. Hey there, honey.
Hey, Angie.
Welcome in. Do you want a reading? I've got Lisa. Lisa, did you want to? I'm assuming you want a reading. What do you have here for Stephanie?
For Stephanie, I had first one is our three of bolts, which is wands. So that's action things. There's 3 bolts, but those are really like the wind. I don't know if you could see it, but there's 3 ships. So you're setting out. You have you're going out to find that. But I did get the River, which is the death card. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that something's ending, and from that something new is going to come. That's the River. but also received the Four Winds, which that's justice. So the justice card. So that's, kind of a decision, but more of a it's going to work out for you, because the Four Winds, they're going to blow everything there. But I was kind of confused with the Four Winds, because at first I thought it was a tower, because you see the tower in there, but no, that's justice. So the bottom of the deck, I pulled the Two of Bears, and that's a decision. So kind of like you could see the little infinity symbol. So what Bonnie was saying earlier, there's a decision, and I think that part of that rests on the fact that you got your three ships going out. There's action in one direction that you may need to make a decision on. Make a decision on that. But ultimately, that there's an ending of something that's going to bring you into something new. So just kind of use your discernment, and everything will work out in your favor, but just be heart-centered with that. And that's all I got.
Okay. Lisa Red. Capricorn. Will you have a romantic relationship soon? That's easy. Angel. Will Lisa have a romantic relationship? I have a yes. You're welcome. Lisa, I got a yes. Kevin, do you have anything for Lisa?
Well, I pulled. Well, actually, when I was shuffling, these three cards came out, so I was just, I'll go with that. The Wolf, which is the Devil card. Now, I would advise against, don't let your passion. If you're
okay, she's Capricorn.
Oh, hey, that's our card. Oh yeah, you're cool. Then we got I forgot that. So we got the Queen of Roses, which is she's dipping her toes in the water. She's got the roses. She's got all good things. It's a beautiful day. So I see that. And lastly, I got the Knight of Bolts, which is wands. So with that, there's passion, there's that. So I mean, I see, it feels to me like you're ready for the relationship. But let's see what our last card says. Well, just like I was telling Stephanie, you pulled the three. So your ships are going out on different shores. They're all going. So it seems to me you're going to have a few options, right? You definitely got the passion, our card. So yeah, I think I see that. Just don't close yourself off. Like, don't be so hung up on person A, because you might miss person B that is actually meant for you. So if it doesn't feel right, don't worry about it, because what does feel right is definitely on its way. That's all I got.
There we go. All right. Lisa's done. I never heard any more from Angie, so I'm going to assume it was a hello. A Taurus girl. Would love a reading. Okay, I'm going to go with highest in general, unless you give me something else quickly. Highest and greatest. A Taurus girl. Highest and greatest. God bless. The Taurus girl. You're gonna get some good news here shortly. Good news, you're going to gain clarity. Well, sweetheart, lately that's how it's been, right? How was Vegas? It looked like you had a good time.
It did. It sure did.
She went and saw Beyonce with
Yeah.
Oprah and Gail and I don't know, a million other people. Whoa. Oh, this is you. That's Taurus. Okay. You've got a 2 of Cups, honey. That's soulmate energy. That's a union of 2 souls. This person may be somebody that you've known, but you never really considered. They want you to get grounded, which is kind of hard to say to an earth sign, but maybe more on line of get things balanced out. Last card here, please, for Taurus who reads. And there it is. Ace of Cups. New look. Ace and a 2 of Cups. I don't know if I should say anything else. Oh, God.
No volunteers at the Warriors. They have like one of those placards.
I'll call you later. What do you have for a Taurus girl reads?
So I pulled the 10 of bolts first. So the 10 of bolts is wands. Now I look at it not so much as like, yeah, all your burdens, all your struggles, but you're really getting close to the end here. Determination, perseverance is gonna take you through. So it's just what you're holding on to, but you don't have to hold on to it forever. Sooner or later, you're going to be able to lighten that load. So, just go forward with positivity, because the wheel, of course, is turning, and it's always turning. So it's definitely, a positive thing. It's gonna keep going in your favor. Just how you show up in it and how you allow for that will carry you through. And again, you're going to be releasing those burdens, so don't worry about that, and just kind of enjoy the wheel as it takes you through. And lastly, the Knight of Skulls, which skulls is swords. So that is more of a if you look at the picture, she's rolling. This is Angie in Vegas. She's rolling dice. She's got a smoking gun. There's a band in the background playing, and she's living her best life. So really, this is where it is. You've got the energy, you've got the drive. Live your life and go with that. Lastly, because is the Knight of Bears, and the Knight of Bears is Pentacles. So it says it is Knight, right? Yeah, it is Knight. Yeah, the Knight of Bears is Pentacles. So that to me is like, he's got his bear. They're looking forward, and they're going someplace positive with a heart center. They see the sun, and they're there. So I mean, ultimately, you're on the right path, and just go there and be content as you go.
Ace and 2 of Cups. Not gonna say anything else.
I think
Angie's hoping for those cards, right, Angie?
That's all I have.
Yeah. All right. Angie, since you're here, I'm gonna do reading. I'm gonna do a love reading for Angie. Since she said she had no volunteers, I just get the sense that there's somebody. Angie. you manifesting.
Thank you, Taurus girl.
You're welcome. You're fighting up in your head. Your manifestations are about to come true. Quit fighting it. And this relationship is going to be good for you. It's reciprocal. It's I give to you, you give to me. It's very good. It's also very charitable. Maybe they'll show up at the wedding trip. Yeah, I agree with this. Got to quit thinking so negatively. Did you get in some sort of conflict? Did you eat that? I have a sense of conflict here, Angie. Oh, she hasn't said anything since I told her I was going to read her. Well, I told you, your manifestations are happening. I don't know what kind of conflict you're in other than the one you've created in your head. Do you have anything for Angie?
Well, I pulled the page of bears, which I was just reading about, and it's well, bears are pentacles. So, it's drive. The figure there is holding the bear. It's loving. It's going forward. It's drive. It's creative. Then back to our, seen this one before. The three of bolts, which is progress. There's you know what I mean. Again, you got your three boats, the wind. You're going forward. And then last I got the Knight of Roses. So the Knight of Roses, that would be the Knight of Cups. So that's, heart, passion, definitely whatever you do it passionately, Angie. And I know you do. I don't feel good reading you because I think your magic's way bigger than mine, but that's what I got.
Oh, I think she left.
Yeah, I do too.
But that's okay. When I talked to her, I told her to read to listen to the last reading. She'll giggle. All right. Awesome. And I think we've got everybody. Yeah, and I got that one, and I got that one.
Well, thanks for inviting me, Bonnie.
Oh, no, our pleasure to have you. It's always nice to have you.
Thanks.
And thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, ultimately, if anybody's still listening, you all have intuition. So anything that we tell you is just kind of like how we see energy, but how you show up in the energy could be completely different or it could be the same, really. So just, make sure that you ultimately listen to you because you're the one going through it. We're just reading some cards and feeling energy. So that's all I got to say.
Very good. Now I know Angie's not coming on today because she's in Vegas. I wouldn't want to be on if I were in Vegas.
She probably is standing in front of that chapel that we discussed.
Yeah, she's like, anybody? But tomorrow Yeah, tomorrow's kind of quiet still, although I heard rumors somebody's creating something new for that. Tuesdays, we have Miss Julie, and Miss Julie comes on with Claudine. It's mostly a holistic herbal show. So you join them at 9 o'clock Mountain Standard, Tuesday. Stop. Wednesday, she's on again. She's interviewing people, and I'm told it's quite interesting. I wish I could watch it, but I record all day Wednesday, so it doesn't happen. Then Wednesday night, you're going to see Miss Angie Lewis with Mr. Don from Sonoran Mystic Tarot. They come on, or try to come on, at 6 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. I hear you. And they're very ishy. So make sure you've subscribed and set that bell, and you'll get a message when they finally get on. Okay. That's Wednesday. On Thursday, we're going to have Don again, and he comes on with Shauna Sellers, Naturally Divine Goddess. And they are on at 11 o'clock Eastern. Again, ishy, set that bell. Make sure you've got that. Subscribe. Okay. Then Friday, Julie comes back on with Scott Underwood. He channels Archangel Gabriel, and they've been on for quite a while. They come on around 9 o'clock Mountain Time. And then Friday night, oh, that's right, I come back on with Miss Sarah. She reads through art. So she goes through your energy and she draws what Spirit wants her to say. Very good. She's quite the artist. And she will sell it to you very cheaply. I can't believe what she normally will get $125 for that size of a drawing. And she sends it to you for $15, finished, on stock, and that's including postage. So if you're seeing us on Friday night and you want those drawings, make sure you contact her. And then on Saturday, I did hear from Susan, and she's going to come on this coming Saturday. She didn't make it this past Saturday. She's not been feeling well. And she comes on at 10 o'clock Mountain Time. And she's very punctual, sometimes even early. She does about an hour's worth of readings, but she will accomplish 50 in an hour. Very quick, to the point, pulls a card, there you go. And then Saturday, no more after Saturday. Sunday, then, guess what? Like
Whole thing starts all over again.
There you go. So, let's see here. Is there anybody else spoken up? Nope, that's good. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. Please come back, and we will see you next week.
And thank you.
Waking up in the morning light, kind of feeling like I'm in flight. Clouds are gathering up above, turning whispers into love. And I'm calling all angels, won't you hear